Hey, everybody. Hey,
Hey,
Lisa.
hey, how's it
Good to
going?
see you.
Good to see you. Good to see everybody in the chat.
Ark Wildman. Hello, hello. Hey, Heather. Milk and Honey Heritage Farms and Jamie's Country Living. Good to see you all. Thanks for joining us. How's your week been, Lisa?
Going good. Going good. I need to get out a sourdough starter video, and I haven't done
Me
it yet,
too.
but we've been busy getting stuff put away and
Mm-hmm.
got to get ready for winter. And I hate to say that, but we do. We have snow coming Friday, supposedly.
Mm-hmm. Hey, that's
Hey,
really cool, Ark Wildman. I'm glad to see you doing that.
yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm. That'll be a good book.
Hey, Suburban Hillbilly. Hope you're doing well.
Hey there. Yeah, I got my sourdough benefits video up, but I have some other videos that I want to get up, so I've got to work on those also. And I saw Gail over at Gail Southern Living is starting in the sourdough fun.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Ann Little Frenchie in Big Texas is going to be joining us, she said.
Awesome.
Um, so, yeah, pretty excited.
Mm-hmm. I think Heather might be too, but I'll let her confirm.
Yep.
Milk and Honey. I think
Yep.
she said she was going to. So that'll be fun to see everybody's videos come out.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. She did. Who did? I'm confused. It doesn't take much, you know.
She might have been talking about Gail, maybe.
Oh,
Who's
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
she?
You're right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, could be. So you've got snow coming.
Yeah, so we are on the fringe. So apparently it's going to start with rain and heavy wind and
Mm-hmm.
switch over.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't, they say the local forecasters say it's too early to forecast what we're going to get, but they keep saying heavy, heavy, wet snow because usually our snow is very dry in
Mm-hmm.
the winter,
Yeah,
powdery.
yeah.
The
That's
heavy
the
wet,
best kind.
yeah, the heavy wet snow
Mm-hmm.
comes in the spring usually.
Mm-hmm.
But they're saying anything over 4,000 foot elevation. So that's us. We're
Mm-hmm.
5318.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, the alerts from the weather service say like 7 inches. And I'm like, whatevs.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all
Seven
right.
inches. Oh my goodness.
I don't think we'll get that much. I don't think we will. What are they? Yeah, it's like right. We are right on the line. And
Hey,
they said
Kenzie.
wind gusts as high as 40 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Kenzie.
Wow, not fun. You're prepared though, right?
Nope. Running
No. What do you
behind.
have yet to do?
Yeah, running behind. That's why today I wanted to end a little early because I've got to go get
Mm-hmm.
bedding and stuff like that before it all flies. Hey,
Hey,
Gwen.
Gwen. I'm just thinking
Absolutely.
of all of your infrastructure for having the animals, the
Oh,
piglets with the new homes. You've got the boys together and Grant and Norman and
yes. Yes. We have
Mhm.
all that. We've got everybody moved up to where they belong. And
Awesome suburban hillbilly.
the only thing I don't have is the bedding and the heated waters. The only one I got in was the chicken one when I did the coop.
Mm-hmm. How cold is it supposed to get? Do you know?
Let me look quick. Yeah, so Thursday it'll be a high of 38 and a low of 28.
Oh my.
And
Mm-hmm.
Friday it'll be a high of 38 and a low of 23, and then we'll get back up in the 40s and 50s.
Mm-hmm.
It's that time of year. That's what
It
happens here.
is. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But not ready yet. We've already had ice on waters in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to just get that stuff going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I know it. Doesn't
Me
it feel like
neither.
it was just here? Feels like it was just here.
Yeah. Me neither.
We got as cold as 38 degrees the other day.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. And was 42 was the coldest this morning. But
Okay.
it's supposed to be warming up a little bit. Those are doable. Those are like totally manageable. What I'm really blown away is how the temperatures really go up and down here. Whereas in Arizona, when it's cold, and it's going to stay cold for the most part.
Yep.
You're not going to have 38 degrees and then a high of 82. That doesn't, at least not northern Arizona.
Yeah. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they had that here when they had that Storm Atlas that was devastating. They ended up having like, I think an 80 or something degree day, and then
Mm-hmm.
they ended up having that devastating storm 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And they thought it was going to be rain, and it turned out to be snow.
Mm-hmm.
But it's crazy.
Is yikes.
So yeah, we got the mobile greenhouse moved and all that.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Yeah, we still have some preparations for winter to do.
Yep.
I think everybody's probably about this time of year in the same boat, preparing for winter with the animals
Yep.
and everything.
Yeah, the one thing I find here is that you have to do it. You hate to do it early. It's like the holiday
Mm-hmm.
stuff. You hate to do it
Mm-hmm.
early, but
Yeah, but
it
look.
disappears.
Mm-hmm.
It disappears. And
Yeah.
so, like heated dog bowls are a big thing that we use.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we'll be back and forth for a while. They say December is going to be really cold here, according to the
Mm-hmm.
almanac.
Oh no, really?
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's wrong because I've heard that we might have a mild winter. I'm kind of hoping for that. A mild
Yeah.
winter would be nice.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it
Yeah.
stays above 0, I'll be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. I prefer it in the 20s, no less than that. But
Mm-hmm.
if it's above 0, I can handle it.
Yeah. Yeah. So our sourdough stuff, I'm so excited. We've got people joining us. I think
Yeah.
Broke Cowgirl's going to join us also.
Yep.
Gwen. When you guys do that, don't forget to tag us so that we can make sure that we shout out your video and share it to the playlist.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I saw that video.
Yep. I
The
saw
woolly
that too.
worm video for winter.
It's true.
It shows a bad winter.
Most
Shoot.
most places say it's going to be rough, but it
Really?
depends on where you are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of the Farmer's Almanac showed it on a post. Let me see. While
Mm-hmm.
you're talking, I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be. I saw some weather guy saying that who knows? We will see. That's for sure. Prepare for the worst, right?
Mm.
Heated dog bowls for the feral cats. Hey, Gear Gryden. Yeah, he's saying the same thing. He's hoping we don't have several days of the teens and then below 0. That would be
Yeah.
horrible.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. Like, a lot of the places last year that normally don't have to worry about that really cold stuff like we do, they, by the time people went to go out and get stuff that they don't usually need, like heated bowls and stuff like that, it was all gone because
Yeah.
it's not something totally needed.
Mm-hmm. Was it December? I'm trying to remember. I don't remember either. That polar blast or whatever they called it. That was miserable. I can't imagine living in a place like that has that kind of weather all the time. It was just brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, negative 30 something with wind chill. That's too much. That's like,
Yeah. It was a bit much. Trust me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm still looking.
What are you looking for again? I already forgot.
Oh, here it is. They had a graphic.
Oh, the weather thing.
Yeah, they had a graphic. Here it is. Sweet.
Okay.
Okay, so let me take a picture of it. I think it'd be easier.
Okay.
So this is at the Farmer's Almanac.
Kenzie, I don't think any of us are made for the cold. Not for the too cold and not for the too hot, that's for sure.
Okay. So it shows
man.
like for our area, it's going to be cold average snowfall. And then south of us is unseasonably, not unreasonably too, but unseasonably cold and stormy.
Crap.
So here.
Hey, Charles. Oh no, we're in there.
So I'm sorry, I'm trying to hold it still.
Yeah.
Okay, so the dark blue, it says cold average snowfall, and below that it says unseasonably cold stormy. To the is it the and then towards California way up near Washington it says seasonably cold and wet. Out towards California it says wintry temps, seasonably stormy. And then you can see on the East Coast, cold, stormy, chilled, wet. So
great.
Yeah.
Unseasonably cold. I don't like that.
I don't either.
Let me tell you, Gwen, even when you do got meat on your bones, it still gets too cold.
Yeah.
I got lots of meat on my bones. I still don't like the cold.
Me neither. I will be right back. I just realized I got something on my face. Hold on.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm hoping for the warmth. That's for sure. A warmer winter would be nice. I did hear that on one of the weather channels on YouTube. I don't know if it was Ryan Hall or another one, but he was saying a mild winter. So interesting that we're seeing not be the case. I
don't think
Ryan
you can.
Hall-Yall's right.
I just don't think you can forecast that far out. That's like you can get an idea, but I just don't.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right, and I agree. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, it was awful.
I do, Charles. I got it off though. Don't worry.
For real.
I've had it on my face. Trust me. When I clean the chicken coop Sunday, Ryan, it was funny. Ryan took a look at me and I was like, I had dirt all over my face. I had dust all over.
Oh my goodness.
It was a good thing I had masks on, I'll tell you.
Okay, there's another indicator from nature. I'm going to.
Yep, I've heard of that too. I've heard people talk about it.
I've noticed a lot of acorns falling. Last year we had tons of acorns, and that's what somebody said too, is the trees were producing a lot of acorns in preparation for the winter so that the animals have food.
Oh no, Gwen.
Oh no.
It would be helpful if you just call first.
We don't have a wood burning stove in this house.
We're
really wanting one. I don't know if we're going to get it up before winter this year, though. We'll just have to be prepared with other heaters, the propane heater stoves that you can use. And I know all the rules of those because I stayed in a fifth wheel before for several months. But Yes. Yep, to those acorns. I want to try to process some of those this year.
Nice.
Yeah, I was watching videos on it last year, and it was kind of after the fact. They were already no good, but the grandbabies have been going out there and gathering acorns on a regular basis. They think that it's just fun. So I told them, just keep gathering them. And then we'll have enough, and then we're going to try to do the processing of the acorns. That'll be fun. So on my video with all of the sourdough benefits, did anybody have any questions about anything I put in there?
I thought it was so well done.
Thank you.
I liked it. I like that because I think that's also intriguing.
Mm-hmm. It is. I'm trying to eat healthier, as you know. And man, that's like such a bummer this time of year because of the candy and everything that's around too.
Yeah.
And I'm not supposed to be eating sugar. So, well, I am not perfect. I have had some sugar. I just don't have as much as I want. That's how I do that. But so to have the fermented foods, I think the next thing I want to try to do is other fermented foods. You know it. I love kimchi, and it's expensive to buy, for example. I want to make our own soda, doing like that ginger bug. So there's other fermented things I want to do, but the fermentation of it, it's so good for you. Who knew serotonin was produced in your gut? I thought that was wild. I thought it was wild that it's produced in your gut. So if your gut's all jacked up, you're not. Anybody who suffers with like depression or anything like that, you should, in addition to whatever else you're doing, whether it's prescribed by the doctor because you want to go that route or whatever, like better your gut health.
Yeah, sugar is better than high fructose corn syrup. I agree. I mean, you can get the organic sugar. The only hard part is that all the like the canning recipes want you to use granulated sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think I got it now, Gear Gryden.
Yeah, saw that.
Did you mean your channel? I'm a little slow this morning.
Very cool. Reese's peanut butter pumpkin. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Halloween, all the yummy pumpkin stuff. I know. There is the stevia alternative. I'm going to try to do some of that. We'll see how that helps.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, anybody have any questions on this sourdough collab or on sourdough in general? And cool, Charles, I sent you an email. Maybe I sent it to the wrong email. What's Mugolio? Green pine cones.
Hey, Chuck.
Oh, I got tons of them. The squirrels have been busy. That's another thing I keep thinking. Hey, Chuck.
Interesting.
Mugolio. They have been non-stop. It's so funny. The little piglets are down there and the squirrel's up in the tree. It's a red squirrel. And it keeps dropping all this pine cones down. The piglets are like, bing. How do we taste this sourdough bread?
You got to make it, Gear.
You got to make it.
And you know what? A lot of people think they don't like sourdough because they don't like the taste of sourdough. And they don't realize that not all sourdough is even sour.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. So,
okay, Charles.
We're taking all sourdough type videos, Charles. So if you want to cook something with your sourdough or sourdough discard, that let us know. Just tag us and we'll share it in our playlist and share it out. So all kind, not just the making of the sourdough.
And I can't believe that Gwen
hey,
totally stumped Ark Wildman. He had not heard of Mugolio either.
I haven't heard of it.
I mean, for me, that's normal not to know about it. But
is it a foreign thing? It sounds foreign. What is?
I don't know. Hey, Sandy. Hope you're doing well. Interesting. I'm gonna see if I can post a link on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be looking that one up too.
I'm gonna.
Yep, you could. Copy. Or you could cook anything with it too.
Put it in the feed it and put it in the fridge.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it'll be fine in the fridge for like a week.
Yep. Here's this. Oop, does not like that name.
Yep. And if anybody loves like a really strong sourdough flavor, then you want to use like a rye flour or whole wheat. And I guess in terms of sourness, it goes, where does einkorn fall? Because I know there's rye, whole wheat, and then unbleached flour, with unbleached flour being the least of the sour taste to it. Also, how long you let your bread set out after if you're making sourdough bread, the longer you let it set to rise, the more sour the flavor is going to be of that.
Yeah, I have to let mine set out for a while because it's cold.
Mm-hmm.
This time of the year, it's cooler in the house than it is outside, because when it's warmer out, like in the 60s, I don't want to turn the heat on in the house. And if we do, we only turn it on for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Suburban Hillbilly, were you using potatoes? Am I right I think I remember you saying something about that last week.
Cool. Yogurt.
I'd like to see that video, how you do yours.
Okay, Charles, do a yogurt video to make a starter.
Mm-hmm.
Would love to see that.
Oh, man, I would too. That'd be really cool.
Mm-hmm. It's already got the cultures. It would be so much easier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah, she said potatoes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Cool. I would love to see that.
Yes, Sandy, are you? We're getting it Friday. It's going to start as rain, they say, but we're right on the edge, the cusp of it. Ugh. Not ready.
Oh, Christy, that's awesome. I was just saying a little bit ago, water, potato flakes, and sugar. Very cool.
Nice.
I was just saying a little bit ago that I'm really wanting to get down on some other fermentation stuff. I really want to be able to make like kimchi, because I love kimchi. It's so good and it's expensive. And I don't know, it feels like when you buy it, it doesn't last very long, because I don't just sit down and eat a whole lot of kimchi. Like, I don't know that anybody sits down and eats, a huge serving. You usually eat a couple tablespoons or something. And I want to do a ginger bug. Half rye. Also, if you switch up your flour, like if you feel like your sourdough is kind of weak, like it's not as strong as it should be, you can, and you're usually using the unbleached flour, and it feels like the health of it. When I say not as strong, I'm talking about the health of the sourdough itself. Maybe not enough bubbles, or I don't know, maybe you made bread with it and it didn't rise like you wanted it to. I don't know, throwing some stuff out there. But you can, when you go to feed it, instead of using the unbleached flour, you can use like whole wheat flour or rye, and it gives it like a little pick-me-up. Gives it like a little pick-me-up, makes it a little bit stronger. Me too. Yeah, I love the kimchi, and the fermented foods are just so good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can cook with it too. Oh, You're talking about your potato one. Interesting.
Yep, I use my well water, and I've not had an issue. But I know folks on like city water and stuff like that need to use bottled water or set it out. I think Suburban Hillbilly said you could set it out for a day or so and use it. Yeah. I never made yogurt because I don't have a dairy animal, but Gwen did that dehydrated video with her yogurt making with the goat milk, and it just
in the dehydrator, Charles. I don't know if you saw it. I thought that was so cool.
Yeah, and the coolest part about it was it just made me look at my dehydrator when I was dehydrating some petals or something, and it has a yogurt setting on it. How many years are one of those friendship sourdough starter things good for? I don't know anything about the friendship bread, so I'll let somebody answer that. But sourdough, as long as you're treating it, it can be forever.
Yeah. I've heard of people having like their grandparents' sourdough.
Yeah.
This thing is like decades old, which I think is really cool.
Hey, Jamie, no worries.
Good to see you, Jamie.
Sandy said they had some spicy kimchi on brats the other day. Ooh, yum.
Yeah, and so good for you. A lot of the things that I was posting with that sourdough benefits, the benefits are coming from the fact that it's a fermented food. And so you get your health from that fermentation, which means that all of our other fermented foods are good for us too, right?
Yep. Yep. How long is the friendship starter is good forever as long as you take care of it? Is that how that works?
Yeah, I haven't made that one either.
Yeah, I'll be making our own mayo from now on.
Hey, so Jen at Good Times with Jen and Good Life or something like, I can't remember her channel
Good
name.
times with Jen and
Help me.
Steve.
Thank you. She did a mayo challenge and it's been about a month, but she is inviting anyone to join her in uploading a video and tagging her mayo challenge in there. And I've been meaning to do that too. I got to make sure that I have a plan for the mayo when I make it too. So that's the thing, because when you make it yourself, it doesn't last as long.
Gwen
Oh
said
wait,
if
what's
you
Gwen
let
say?
it sit out after making it for 6 hours, it ferments and it lasts longer in the fridge.
Really, with an egg in it? Huh. I've never heard this.
I will be making mine from now on because I saw on the label that there were bioengineered ingredients. So
Great.
I will not be purchasing my usual brand anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave that at that.
We have really smart people that think they're really, really, really smart people, and that's the whole problem. Like, we don't know what we don't know.
Hey,
So
Jailbait and
frustrating.
Tackle Outdoors.
I love pickled okra too. I would think that it'd be tasting kind of like a fermented and pickled might be similar for the okra, but I don't
Yeah.
know. To me, they're kind of close, and I love all things pickled. Hey, Jailbait and Tackle Outdoors, good to see you. Yeah, or you could pickle that okra. That would be wonderful. But
Yeah, Charles,
yes,
no kidding.
it does.
One of the things that I always reference is half and half because that's like we've got to have for coffee. But the mayo, like I mean, it's like $8 here for a regular size jar, and it's like you buy it in Rapid City, and it's like so much cheaper. It's unbelievable.
So leave my mayo out for 6 hours.
That's what Gwen said.
That's what Gwen said. If you do it and you get sick, come back next week and tell us. I'm a little nervous about leaving it out for. I'm trying to think like what in there is going to ferment. It's egg and oil. What's going to ferment? You know what I mean? Like I guess I'm thinking fermentation happens with like living plants, you know, or living organisms. What am I missing, Gwen?
My eggs sit out on the counter in a shell, so why not in a jar?
True.
We are not going to be held liable for any issues related to mayo making.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But hey, I thought that was really cool of Jen. Jen to share that video. And I've been meaning to do that. So now all this mayo talk, I think I know what I'm going to try to have done before next week.
Yes, mustard powder. Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I see so many people making it. Well, I'm not a fan of yellow mustard as it is, but I see a lot of people using yellow mustard to make their mayo, and I'm like,
too funny, dear. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's a fun thing to know how to do, though, and it did look super easy. Monica at Bland's Promised Land Ranch did the challenge. She did the mayo challenge too and made her own mayo, and it looked really good also. She did the exact same recipe that Jen shared.
Yeah. Yep. Me too, Gwen. Me too.
I just need to make a potato. I need to plan on making potato salad and then make the mayo ahead of time.
Can you put Jamie's comment up about the fridge? Interesting, true story. We went to a restaurant and it had the H brand mayo on the table. And I kind of looked at it like, I'm not using that. Right? Because I thought fridge. Well, I picked it up and I'm, my husband and I are looking at this bottle trying to read, like, there was no warning about refrigeration, and it was actually made to sit on the table. And they bought that. And it was funny because the waitress came over and she's like, yes, it's okay. She goes, we have had so many people say, why is there mayo on the table? So I find it interesting.
Yeah. So there is some way to do that then.
And that was before there were bioengineered ingredients.
Yeah. Isn't that such a bummer? We don't know the damage. I mean, they do like mathematical simulations and they do computer simulations to see how things are going to work.
Yeah.
But they're giving it the equation or whatever that they came up with, and they can be wrong. And nobody's thinking about this in the industry that does that. Scary.
I cannot type today because I have a Band-Aid on my fingers. It's so ridiculous.
Fried egg sandwiches. Those are good.
So good.
Well, there is that. I mean, it's clearly canned on the shelf. True.
Well, it's sealed. It's sealed. They say that once it's opened, you have to put it in the fridge if you look at regular jars. But it was just so intriguing that one.
That's another thing that'd be nice to can it. You know it if you're going to make a big batch, and you don't use that much mayo, and you're going to use homemade mayo. Get some of the little jars.
Bye,
and
Sandy.
Can the little jars. Thank you, Sandy, for coming.
Have a great day.
Yeah, that'd be a fun thing to try.
Yeah. Wouldn't it curdle if you canned it?
I mean, they had to can it to get it on the shelf at the store, though.
Did they, or did they seal it?
I don't know. Does that mean we could vacuum seal it?
I don't know.
I'm going to have to look this up. Right now, I need to know.
Yeah. Hey, budget preppers.
Hey, the budget preppers. I need to email you guys. I need to talk to her about a label on my list of to-dos that I don't get to.
I don't think it's canned. I think it's just full of preservatives. Yep. I think
so we've been talking sourdough, and I hope you'll join us. We're doing a open sourdough collaboration.
Hey, Rebecca.
Trying to get everybody encouraged to make some sourdough and doing videos for that. And we were also talking about a challenge by Good Times with Jen and Steve, Good Times Homestead with Jen and Steve, who did a mayo challenge to try to get everybody to make their own mayo. Because everything is getting ridiculously priced, and then you don't know what the heck they're putting in there.
Right. Right.
That's what somebody's saying is it's not canned, it's just the preservatives.
For the fermented mayo, you have to add some whey or yogurt for the ferment process to work. That makes sense. There we go.
Whey. I have that. And of course, I've got the yogurt too, but I've got the whey too.
Hey, Gail. Great video. And yes, Jamie's in.
Awesome, Jamie.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get mine started I don't know. I'm hoping to do it by the end of the week.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do day one and then the next day
Mm-hmm.
in the same video. I just haven't had a chance. Like I said, now that we've got the snow coming, like animals need their. I got to take care of them first.
The budget preppers, now's your time to go ahead and start your sourdough. Share the video too, and tag us, and we will share it out. So just smile. I remember your comment about the sourdough crepes. I have not tried the sourdough crepes yet, but I want to because it sounds wonderful. I've made sourdough tortillas before, but I haven't actually made sourdough crepes. I'll bet that is so good.
Suburban Hillbilly, I agree with you. It's like crazy prices, but man, I miss Chick-fil-A. And Gwen, yeah, it's okay. Don't worry about it because everybody's going to do something different. So don't sweat it.
Awesome.
Hey, back to good.
Hey there. Yeah, I love to put sneak sourdough discard at least into everything that I make. If it's cookies, and there's a way you can add sourdough to everything. I should share a video on that. How you can modify a recipe to incorporate your sourdough into it just to get the health benefits of it in there. And I notice a difference. Like, I guess for me, the most obvious thing we notice is you don't get all the stomach bloating.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Charles, I'm going to do like the first day and then the second day and leave it at that. And then just so people have an idea, because I want to get it out, because mine will take a while to rise in this temp. And then I'll do one when it rises.
Mm-hmm.
Gail, I have one I'm going to text you. And yeah, I remember that, Gwen.
Awesome,
This is the
Gail.
one we use.
What did I miss? What did Gwen say?
Last time I did it, I made a video on her starter. She did a whole series on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking because I'll send the recipe to Gail. I'll text it to her. And Gail, you guys, well, Gail, you have my number. I mean, you could always text me or call me, but if you guys are having trouble with your sourdough, you can email me or Mountain Grandma and we'll help the best we can.
Yeah. Back to good. You do, and then just start using it. And once you start using it, you're going to notice a difference in your gut health, and you're going to want to keep using it. It's really not that hard. And once you've got it alive and kicking, it's not so hard to keep up on it and keep it alive and kicking. Wheat sourdough. So that's going to be like, we were talking, Jamie, about like the strength of your sourdough. Like, if some people use the rye, and it also makes the sourdough come to life quicker during your starting your sourdough phase. The rye does and the wheat does, where the unbleached flour, I guess, might be a little slower, but they also determine like the strength or the tartness of the sourdough itself, and in that order, with rye being the most tart, and then wheat, and then your unbleached flour.
And
So,
rye is stinky. It's got a stinky ferment to it now, and it's not my thing. Like, other people may like it, but what I do is I use a little bit of rye with my flour to give it a kick. Milk and Honey, you want me to send it to you? Can you email me? Yogi Hollow Farm 20@gmail.com, and I will respond back with the link.
Back to good. I'm so glad your husband is out of the hospital.
Aww.
And it is scary. And I feel like nowadays there's just there's not a lot of wiggle room for any of us to not be healthy. Like, and we're all going to not real healthy, right? Like, okay, I hate to say it, but like we're American and we tend to eat all the American things and live the American life, which might include, working from a desk or doing something that's really sedentary and for a living. And that doesn't help either. And I feel like any little thing we can do to make ourselves healthier, that's like pushing the easy button. I feel like sourdough is kind of an easy button for incorporating something to make yourself healthier. So good for you guys at doing that.
Hey, Luann's Kitchen and Suburban Hillbilly. Wow.
Hey there.
And Jamie's Kitchen, he couldn't find unbleached flour. Wow.
Whoa. That's scary.
Yeah, I got like a 50-pound bag of unbleached organic flour.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I do want to make one comment because I had somebody who asked me, when you're making sourdough bread, does that mean that you have to use unbleached flour when you're cooking the bread? And when so like you have your sourdough, right? You use unbleached flour to feed that. The flour you use to cook it doesn't necessarily have to also be unbleached. So just wanted to share that.
Say that last part again. I'm sorry.
When you're making sourdough bread, I had somebody ask me when they're cooking anything with sourdough, especially bread, if the other flour, so you're mixing everything together. You need 2 cups of flour. You put in like your half a cup of sourdough starter. Well, the 2 cups of flour in the recipe doesn't have to also be unbleached flour.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because what happens is like I still have a whole bunch of flour that's not unbleached flour because I like to have good quantities of things on hand. So I have a bunch of that I'm going to need to use as I replace it. I'm going to try to use the unbleached, but just saying.
So Melody is here from My Wild Home, and
Hey, Melody.
Luann asked the question about Amish friendship bread starter going in jars. I'm going to say yes, but what I'm going to do is tell you to go check out Gwen at Broke Cowgirl Homesteads channel, because she has a whole bunch from last year. She did all these videos on her friendship bread starter, and it was super helpful.
Mm-hmm.
And Mountain Grandma, I just wanted to let you know we got like 3 minutes or so.
Oh, holy cow.
Just
okay.
wanted to give you a heads up.
All right. We are going to be ending early. Does anybody have any questions for us before we go? And also keep in mind, if it's sourdough related questions, email Lisa or myself. I'll drop my email in the chat.
Oh, I can't type.
Yep. And then there's no hashtag in this collaboration. And we want to encourage even people who don't have a YouTube channel to try to make some sourdough. If you have any questions or struggles along the way, let us know. If you are another YouTube creator, just make sure to tag Lisa and I in there somewhere so that we're notified that you did the video. That way we can make sure we save it to our playlist and share it out. And we're just excited to get people to doing the things. That's what we're all about with the goal setting.
We're making y'all get up and get moving.
Get on it.
My husband's here. He's probably like, yeah, you need to get my wife moving.
But thank you all so much for joining us.
Well, Gear Griden had a question. What's on the schedule for next week?
So, same time, same bat channel, as Lisa would say.
Luann said, when you divide it instead of in bags.
It did go fast, Heather.
It did. It did go really fast. It's my fault. We have to end a little early because I need to get some stuff ready, get some feed. And
get ready.
Okay, so Luann, she said, oh, yeah, you can put it in jars, like to give to someone or to store in the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, Suburban Hillbilly. Absolutely. You are so right.
You can dehydrate sourdough too. I should do a video on that also.
Oh, I hope you feel better,
Aw.
Jamie.
Yeah. Hope you get better soon.
Well, you guys, you better get sourdoughing.
Yeah, whole lot of sourdoughing going on. And we will see you all next week. Thanks again for coming. Always great chatting with you all. Take care.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye, everybody.